everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Laurent Macar. Today we are going to do the International Booktuber tag. It's actually one of the tags that I was planning on doing right up when I started Booktube a couple of months ago, but somehow never really felt like the right time. And last week or the week before, my soulmate Paula from Joy Book tagged me. So that was the perfect excuse to finally do this. Christmas has officially started in our house. We got our Christmas tree just a couple of days ago, and we still need to get some Christmas ornaments, but the Netherlands is going to go in a lockdown probably this evening. So I just ordered some origami paper online, and I'm going to fold Christmas ornaments, which I'm really excited to go do. But that has nothing to do with the tag. Let's start. Let me check. There are 9 questions, including the tag friends at the end. And the first one is, where are you from and what is your native language? So I've said it previously also in other videos, but I am French. My whole family is French, but I have lived in the Netherlands for pretty much all my life. So my native language is French. But because I've been so immersed in the Dutch culture, my Dutch is fluent as well. People don't hear that I'm French. And a lot of the things I do are in English as well. So French doesn't really feel... I mean, it'll always be my mother tongue, but I don't speak it at the level that I wish I would anymore. The second question is, in what languages do you read books? I read books in French, Dutch, English, and this year I actually read a German book as well, and I keep stats. And at the moment, I think, so I've been reading quite a lot of Dutch recently, but usually I'm around between 10 and 15% French, between 10 and 15% Dutch, although that now is 25, and then the rest is English. But this year, because I've read a German book, I wrote 1% of a German as well, and I think I'm going to do that next year as well. Just one German book, just to, switch it up a little bit. Third question, is there a booktube in your native language, and if so, what is the community like? So there is a French booktube, and I have tried to look at it and get immersed in it a little bit more, because I don't really know what books are happening in France. But somehow I just don't get into it. I think it's because I don't really like the contemporary French fiction. I don't know what it is, but I just don't like it. And hearing French people speak in French about English books and having the titles translated to French, that just feels weird. I mean, and I do it as well, but somehow hearing other people do it, it just feels weird. And I have the same in Dutch. There is one booktuber that I follow that does videos in Dutch, but somehow I don't know what it is. It just doesn't really work for me. Although I have been thinking of making videos in French and Dutch as well, just to mix things up. And I mean, when I'm talking about a book that hasn't been translated, why not talk in that language, or why not switch up? But I haven't found out how yet. So if there's a booktube community in your native language, why did you not decide to join one? So that's the fourth question. So those are for the reasons that I just said, that somehow it just doesn't really match what I do and who I feel like and whatever. 5. Are there any struggles or challenges for you as a non-native English speaker? Yes, obviously, I really feel like I don't have enough vocabulary when I talk. When I read and when I hear, I understand. That's not an issue, but somehow to come up with the words yourself, I feel like I'm using a lot of the same terms a lot of the time. And I wish that was a little bit more elaborate. But I do think that that is something that I will learn the more I grow, because it is something that I'm trying to be aware of, although not really with any significant results until now. And the second point is that somehow your brain thinks you're saying things, and it turns out you're saying things differently. So oftentimes when I edit, it turns out I used a word that is not a word, or made a sentence that somehow does not make sense, or that I just used the wrong word, and I know it's wrong. So I don't understand why somehow when I say it, it comes out wrong. So that's frustrating, but it's something, it happens, and I think there should be more acceptance towards, using a language in a way that is understandable, but not per se correct. There are a lot of people that don't speak in a language that they do know because they're afraid of making mistakes. So I think letting those mistakes be out there is fine, although frustrating. Sixth question is, how do you get a hold of English books? So there are a lot of English books in the Netherlands that you can find in bookstores, so that's never really a problem. Of course, you only find the more popular things, but that's okay. And even at the library, there is a lot that you can find, and it gets even better because the Netherlands isn't very big, and they have a very good library system where, and Paula talked about this in her video as well, where they are linked. So you can order a book that your library might not have, but that another library has. And then they will ship it to you, and it costs a small fee, but compared to buying the book, it's not huge. So I've been doing that more and more. You can just go online, mark all of the books that you want to read, want to reserve, want to order, and then they'll get them to you. The only problem is that you don't know when they come, but I can live with that. Seventh question, what is the best thing about being part of the international community? And I'm allowed to answer this in my native language, so I'll add subtitles. Ce que j'adore dans la communauté internationale de Booktube, c'est surtout qu'on apprend à voir les choses des points de vue différents. Donc voir avec tous les bagages qu'on a, des cultures qu'on a, ça apporte tellement plus de richesse. Et j'adore ça. Bien sûr, moi j'adore déjà lire des livres qui sont dans des autres pays et apprendre des trucs sur les histoires qu'il y a dans ces pays, ce qui s'est passé dans le passé. 8. Do you watch other international booktube channels? Shout out to any channels that you found recently. Should have looked this up recently. I haven't really been looking for new channels in the past few weeks. So what I'm going to do is spoil a video that will come, and I'll talk about international booktubers then. Is that a deal? Can we do that? Because I recently found, through Paula again, we're not soulmates just without any reason. I found the Invisible Cities project. And that's all I'm gonna say for now, but you will see a video about that later, and I'll talk more about international booktubers then. The 9th question is, tag fellow international booktubers. Again, this is something that I maybe should have thought about before actually sitting down to do this, but I think that the people that I follow most have already done this tag, because it has been around for a while. And by the way, as always, I'll tag the original creator of the tag below as well. But if you haven't done the tag, if you're international, and honestly, being international, what does it mean? I mean, for some people it's being British, for others it's not being British, for example. But I think it's being a non-native English speaker, as it's understood in this context. But if you haven't done it, please do and tell me about it. And if you have done it already in the past and you feel like that video should be put out in the world again, please share it below and I'll watch it again as well, or if I haven't seen it. I'm rambling. I'm gonna shut up. Okay, see you later. Bye.